There we go. All right. I think we're ready to go now. Wow. Hey guys, how's it going? This is your boy Malintent back again for another day. Path of Exile. Had a little stream start issues. I streamed all day yesterday and didn't even realize that Twitch was not functioning, and I couldn't figure out why Twitch wasn't functioning. So I had a bunch of people pop up in YouTube, and I was talking to them in YouTube, and I was like, man, are we dead? Yes, not on. Nobody's actually watching the stream. I was like, wow, what's wrong? I mean, I done messed up or something, pissed some people off, something. And then when I realized, yeah, I didn't piss people off. I just failed to realize that the stream did not start for the stream didn't start for everybody else. It started for YouTube. Twitch didn't get it. It didn't restream. It didn't do nothing. It just stopped functioning. And I was just like, what's going on? Why is this not working? So yesterday, we were messing around with this guy right here, trying to get him up in levels so that so we can try to mess around with some stuff. And I was just like trying to get this working and stuff like that, and it wasn't working. Let me go ahead and switch this over. Let's get this where it needs to be. All right. This is the guy we were messing with yesterday. So we were messing with this guy yesterday. We got him up to Act 2. No, Act 3. We were just messing around with him, trying to get things in place. And just trying to, just doing what we need to do as a oh yeah, just doing what we're trying to do as a Path of Exile player, which is survive. That's what we're trying to survive. Uh, there we go. All right. Let's not forget we need to go like that. Get ourselves a little bit of extra damage output. Get our stuff where it need to be.
Oh, I do so love a good murder.
So we got a little things that we're trying to do. I don't think that's we'll get anywhere until we get around about hey, look at that. We don't go looking for it, but if we find it, we'll take it, you know? This is what we're looking for. Right there.
Really?
All we're trying to do right now is just get ourselves to the Grievous. I think Colonel Grievous or whatever his name is. Not Grievous. I don't forgot what that dude's name is. I think it's Grievous, right? Gotta get to the other side. That's pretty much what we gotta do. Get to the other side, we'll be set. I love it. Pick up the wild leather. That build up of poison is hard, boy. That build up of poison is hard, but that's okay. We've got this going on.
Not a speck of dust or brick out of place. Someone's got too much time on their hands.
I think I'm in the right spot for looking at it in YouTube and Twitch is actually going. But my YouTube is kind of telling me that my YouTube might be actually behind or something like that. I'm not sure. See if I can find and check my studio. Am I active? How do I know? How do I determine if it's active? I just want to check because I got some issues. And I just want to make sure my stuff ain't having a problem, not having a problem live. Hey, I do got a live stream. Okay. It took me a while to find it, but I was able to find it. It says, hey, live stream. All right. I do need to delete something. Delete forever. This one. So I had to delete the stream that was right before this one. Okay. So what I did was I had to delete the stream because the stream disappeared. And it wasn't working, so I had to get my stuff working. And then after I got my stuff working, guess what? I got it working. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and get through this. Hardcore assassin, baby. What's gonna happen here, just so y'all know, what's gonna happen here is we're gonna try to get through the rest of this. There we go. Bing. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. Alright, so you see this copper plate? That means we're dropping full links now. We're dropping full links. That's all that matters is dropping full links. Ding. So we just need to get ourselves a little bit more poison capabilities and we're set. So as it stands for poison, we're actually almost hitting that poison cap configuration. All right. What I mean by that is when we sit there and we're throwing, we got an 80% chance to hit, chance to poison on hit, 80% chance to poison on hit with our configuration right Now we're going to go up to a higher amount as soon as we get some other things in place. And what we're going to do is we're going to get that higher amount of poison capability. But I am unsure exactly how that's going to work out long term. Cuz we got some things that we're trying to do. But we can't do it. We can't do it. That's the key is we can't do it. We don't have what we need in place for it to work. Look at that. I need that a 4-link chess piece. You remember what I told you? 4-link chess piece. I need a 4-link chess piece, and it's got to be blue. Got to be blue, blue, red. I mean, blue, blue, green, green. That's it. Blue, blue, green, green. That's right. Blue, blue, green, green. If we do the blue, blue, green, green. Oh, they should be poison. 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 Okay. So the reason why we're doing blue, blue, green, green. No. Yes, gonna need blue, blue, green, green eventually. Okay. So right off the bat, let's go ahead and let me explain what it's gonna be. And the reason why it's blue, blue, green, green. So with this build, or with the build that we're going to be running, let me that might bring eventually. All right, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running blue, blue, green, green. So the greens are going to be the attack. Could be Cobra Lash. Could be most likely I'm going to put it in Cyclone, and it's going to be Cyclone. Then Chance to Poison, which is green. So that's 2 greens. You gotta have Unbound Ailments. Unbound Ailments is one of the strongest pieces for poison early on. That's early on. Not long term, but early on, that is one of the greatest DPS increases for a poison. Is Unbound Ailments. Alright. So since that's a very big DPS increase for us, we're going to use that. Now what we can do is we can add another thing on top of it. And so we could actually go with blue, green, green, green. And if we do blue, green, 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 we're going to have to kind of work with using like void manipulation or deadly ailments. Deadly ailments is good, but deadly ailments does cause one or two things that you got to remember about deadly ailments. Deadly ailments increases your overall damage from ailments, but it takes your hits down, so your hits are less. So you get like a 40%, almost a 40%, a 44 or 40% increase to ailment damage. But do we really want to go ahead and go that route? I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be the route we're going to have to, the route we're going to end up being, because there's some questions on early on if you want to do that, because do we have enough multiplier? That's the key. Do you have enough multiplier to make your poisons worth it? if you don't have a high enough multiplier for your damage multiplier or ailment multiplier for the poison to be worth it, you might not want to go that route. You might not want to put those extra points into that, because it's not going to help you if you can't get your poisons to really be worth anything. So as you can see, and so you want to stack up your poisons as much as you can, as fast as you can on the build. Get that, boom, back it up, and get your poisons going. So
What is that?
that comes in really handy. We're gonna go with this. Because always, I know everybody always wonders why I do. So this is one of the things when you're playing, when you're playing solo and you're in solo self-found. One of the things that is really good for you and is good for your character is for you to go ahead and get that get this necklace. The reason why that necklace is because this necklace itself might not be worth anything. That is, if you don't need like stats. You don't need like a stat, strength, intelligence, or whatever. Grab this necklace. And the reason why is because that necklace right there, it always has rarity of items found. And so it's a rarity, it's a rarity item found. And so the reason why it's such a big thing is that if you don't have 1,000, I can't put that on. 30. That's gonna be a lot. The rarities. So you get better gear drops, things like that, if your rarity is high. So that's one of the reasons why I constantly always will tell people, if you're gonna do it, 661 versus 663. So 12. A physical damage increase. Oh, the critical strike chance and the accuracy is actually a big boost on that one. This one's a good one, but it just lowers everything. It lowers everything just enough that it's not worth it. Now, it might be worth it if we can get in here and go like this. Oh. 694. So it's worth it now because we were able to get that extra damage from the percentages. But that also brings the point in fact of the following. Is that a better choice than this? Because we could just do this. And then what we got? 699, 694. This one would keep us alive a little bit. It's got a better crit and everything. This one has an accuracy thing that I think is where it's, and the physical damage increase is actually where it's going to be. The attack speed's 1.6, while this one's 1.69. This one's 1.6. That's, I think, is where the offset is. Offset is because of that. Go to 9. We're gonna drop this in there. Drop this. Oh.
Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
So with this, what we're gonna do, like I said, we're just gonna continue to move forward with this build. Now, right now we're running the build and we're just kind of just messing with the build, trying to figure out the different things that would make this build, pretty good. So some of the things that we have problems with right now is, if you notice, right now we are running clarity because we need that. We need to get that extra. How can I say that extra mana. So we will not be able to get away from using mana for a while.
You are not the only one who wields death.
As his health keeps going down, I really don't care. What I mean by that is, yeah, he might have a little bit of energy shield, but as long as I can get a poison on him, his health will go down, even though his energy shield is. Getting that health, getting that damage right there is going to be the hard part. Look at that. There we go. Now he's dead.
Where will your journey end, exile?
Giant! Okay, so, hold on.
Had I killed you back in Ariath, I'd have been.
All right,
shrouded in gold.
so
Where's the justice, eh?
we have choices. We have choices. Okay, so one of the things that we want to do is we want to go ahead and run up to get, some capabilities for everything else. But we, earlier, I just showed you earlier that we were running at a 80% chance to poison. Right? I did show that. I was like 80% chance of poison. Well, 80% chance does not give us what we're looking for. We're looking for a poison build, right? That means with an 80% chance of poison, kind of looking for that 100%, because that 100% chance means that we're always going to have for every hit that we do is going to put poison on a person, and that's actually a big thing, because if we're sitting there, we're saying we're going to stack poisons, we want to stack poisons. That's a big thing. So we're going to put 15% there, right? And so what happens now that we got that 15% there? Look at this. We got 80%. 80% chance to poison. Oh, should be higher, shouldn't it? Be like 95%. That's the calculation. Oh.
I survived the pits of Trathis. I'll survive you.
I mean, 95% chance to poison. I don't understand why that didn't show. It's not showing. Oh, it might not show up inside of. Gotta get that poison stacks. There we go. that 95. Vroom, vroom. Oh. That drop rate sucks. Oh, that knife is good.
Low on mana.
All right, now what we're gonna do is go back to the town, and we're gonna try to get things that we want or things that we need. Okay, so with that we got Bladefall, Hex Blast, Pestilence, this Seismic, Soul Ring, Fire, Aim Trap, Nation, Charge, All Lightning, Pyroclast, and then Blade Flip. All of these are actually good, but the better one out of these things is going to be most of the time. The best one's going to be something like Seismic Trap, Blade Fall. Those are going to be the ones. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Ball Lightning because that's still something that I've always been interested in maybe doing a little bit later. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do these things. This. That. That. I'm going to keep these because, hey, that's.
Bring me back something. You getting by?
Now we can look and see if we have any chess pieces that are going to fit our thing. So we're talking about blue dash green. No chess pieces, no nothing fits that description. All right, so we're screwed. But we're gonna go over here. We're gonna get in here. We're going to purchase things that we possibly. So here. The thing that we're gonna need is not showing up in here, so we gotta go see Sose inside of the library. A library. We're gonna have to go see stuff inside the library. But we got automation. We should have automation in here, right? Auto. We got an automation. Automation is a good thing. Now, one of the things that we need for automation is we need to get automation into a blue, green, red. And we need blue, green, red for another for a specific reason. Blue, green, red will give us like this. Blue, green, red. And we got to get them linked. Automation will be put together with our Withering Step. And that will constantly give 6 stacks of Wither onto our enemy. So we're gonna be doing that. So we're gonna have blue green combo automatically. When we get steel skin, that'll give us a little bit extra damage reduction. So we won't be taking as much damage when we're doing things. So those are 2 of the things that we're wanting to do. Is we want to go kind of stack those things on top of each other. Now, other things that could possibly, we got to get Despair, because Despair is going to be one of those powers that we're going to possibly need in the future. Well, we're definitely going to. So we need to. Most likely, what we're going to need to do is switch out our back things in the back. This is not needed. This is not needed. This is not needed. The only thing that's needed back here is Wither. Okay? So we can get rid of this and move over to this. And And that will give us the ability to throw Wither in the background. Sure. Get my mental terrible. And we're gonna throw Despair back. So that's good. That takes care of that.
Be careful. Hello.
So those two things.
See you.
All right, so now let's go ahead and go back to. Now, one of the things that we should be able to do this is one of those ones where we can try to beat what's her name? Piety. But if we go beat Piety, we're gonna have a problem because we still don't have what we need for really good damage output. So we're gonna go to the library. Then after now this is the one that always gets me. I always go to the library first in these builds. And then after I go to the library, I realize I gotta go back. And I always realize late. What I mean by that is I'll get sidetracked. I'll do like I'll do this and then go I'll do this, get the library done, then be like, oh, I need to go do something stupid. I'll do like the lab or something like that. And then after I realize, oh, I did the lab, and then I get out of the lab. And when I get out of the lab, I come right back to here, and I'm like, I'll go to the door, and then I realize, oh, I didn't actually go beat Piety. I need to go back and go beat Piety. And then, so that always gets me, and always is a fun situation. I'm always like, oh, I forgot to go back to Piety. And it's not that I'm trying to forget that I need to go do Piety. It's just that I'm sitting there and I'm like, gotta do Piety.
Just need a moment.
You gonna die? You gonna die? I need more poison on you, huh? Need more poison on you, huh? The ramp up for poison is going to be the key. How long is it going to take me to get poison on these guys and get to the maximum stacks of poison is always the key. Now, there is something that they added to the game, which is like an awesome thing, and it makes poison builds so much easier. There is a ring that kind of came in with the new league, or this league actually. I don't have it, but it's on the list. Let's put it like that. It's on the list. There is a poison ring. If I can find it. There is a new poison ring that they added. It's called Betrayal Sting. Betrayal Sting, and it was added in 2.6. So it's added with the incarnation of neglect. If you kill the incarnation of neglect, you'll get a poison ring that does some pretty cool stuff. This real quick. Escape. I don't kill myself. Here. Yes, I was looking at Lightning Warp just a while ago. All right, so this so 40% more poison stacks. Now there are some limitations. There's some drawbacks to this. Now you'll lose some elemental resistance, but you gain chaos resistance. You'll gain movement speed, and this is the key right here: 20 to 40% chance to inflict an additional poison on the same target when you inflict poison. So you double your poison stacks. You will double your poison stacks automatically with this. This it just allows you to double your poison stacks, which is a huge thing long term. Because then you're sitting there and you're able to kick off some poison stacks, and it's like boop, and it's just like, oh, instead of one it'll allow you to ramp up your poisons like crazy. So you remember one of the big things was Viper Strike of the Mamba. Everybody was doing Viper Strike of the Mamba for. And the reason why they were doing Viper Strike of the Mamba is because it actually had like a poison stack back, configuration, and it was just like you get a lot of poison stacks on, and the damage output was just like crazy. Well, that build is even better now that if you get this ring for sure, because how Viper Strike of the Mamba works. For me, I never really played Viper Strike of the Mamba. I found out where Sosei is. Oh. I will talk to you, and then I'll go to
Speak again soon.
So as you can see with this, now I'm really supposed to be getting more than 80%. And let's just be honest. I'm supposed to be at 100% chance. Because what we want to do is we want to go ahead and continue to move through and get that 100% poison and then stack. If we can stack, we'd be awesome. One of the things that I want to do is stack up the poisons as fast as possible, get a little poison configuration. We can walk through the low level stuff pretty easy after we get that taken care of. Now, one of the things that we're going to be looking for, or one of the things we want to look for, is like a jeweled or one of the thrusting swords. And you ask why? Why do you want a thrusting sword instead of a different sword? Thrusting swords have less damage. That's correct. Thrusting swords have less damage. But a thrusting sword has one of the key things for a thrusting sword that makes it a really good thing when you're for poison stacking is if you're doing perfect agony. So with perfect agony, what we're trying to do with perfect agony is we're sitting here and we're doing crit multiply. And
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
so if you're doing perfect agony, what does that mean? It means we want more crit multiplier. Well, there's a 35% crit multiplier that's almost thrusting sword. So when you get a thrusting sword, you get the crit multiplier on top of it. All right, so you get that. Then what you're going to do is you want to craft crit multiplier. You want to craft crit multiplier odds, and so you can get 35 from there. The base crit multiplier modifier is, or not the base, like if you get a good, okay roll for crit multiplier is 35. So you're getting a 70% crit multiplier increase automatically from just having it. If you do a good weapon, let's just say a good weapon. Let me show you. Wait. One-handed sword. There we go. One-handed sword. Doop. And we go thrusting one-handed sword. So if you that's unique. Thrusting one-handed swords. So when you go thrusting one-handed swords, you get 25% standard. 35 when you start to get to the higher level. So it's 25% multiplier standard, right? So you get to 25% multiplier standard. That's just standard for a weapon. And so let's say we were going to craft of exile. Yeah. So let's say we were doing one-handed weapon, thrusting one-handed. One of the things that you can get for a standard configuration on it is here. Critical strike multiplier. The base is 10%. The highest is going to be 38. So you add that on top of it, and that's about 70%. When I looked at it before, it was like almost like 70. It's like 70%. So you get a 70% chance crit multiplier, and that is if you get tier 1. Get tier 2, you can get seven. You'll still be around about 70%. 70% crit multiplier is 0.7. Will be 0.7 to your crit. To your 0.7 to your poison multiplier. So that's almost a point just from just multiplier just from having it. And if you get the extra damage that you need to get, let's just be honest, you need to try to get as highest DPS you can get on that weapon. Physical DPS, not necessarily. I'm not saying that you can't get the other stuff, but physical DPS is probably gonna be what you want to get, because physical DPS will give you a better poison, because you're not gonna gain poison off any of the other things. So if you get it and you're like, hey, I got this and I'm running this and it got like a plus 100 to let's say just say plus 100 to lightning. Well, lightning doesn't give you poison, not unless you get pieces of gear that says, hey, lightning can give you poison damage. That was close.
Really? Really? Really?
Find the last golden page. Woo. This gives me chaos resistance, gives me a multiplier, and it gives me a damage for 30% increased damage to for poisons, which is what we're looking for. We're constantly just trying to look for those things that are going to increase and enhance our poison output. So what we're looking for from the library is we're actually looking for trying to get ourselves cyclones. Why we're looking for cyclones? Because cyclone is one of those easy things for us to be able to deploy poisons. And we can use it. We can use that later on, as well as don't forget, if we're operating in that fashion, probably going to be operating in a way
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
ooh. Claw. Second win, critical strike affliction is actually a pretty good one as well, but we won't be able to use it because we can't stack it with the things that we need for the build. Now, there's always one of those things that's like, oh, we should try these things, but you can't try certain things. It just does not work. Things that we look for, things that we look for. None of these are actually anything that we're going to be able to use. So just be honest. Nothing that we're going to do is going to. None of this is going to work for me. I'll take the critical multiplier just because.
Let's speak again. Soon, my knowledge.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move Cobra Lash out. Put this in. So this should allow us.
Go with care.
Okay, it should allow us to do what we need to do. Now, we do have a couple of things that we need to adjust and try to get working. So currently at 3 sockets we work. Okay, 4 sockets won't. That's why. Six. Assassin's Mark. I'm gonna go to the back. I'm gonna get Assassin's Mark and place Assassin's Mark with this. We're not using Assassin's Mark at this time. I'm gonna go that there. Number 9. Remember I was sitting there, I was talking about, we got different versions of different things. That's number 9. Oh, look at this. Now this is a piece of gear we're gonna want to put on. It's better if we put that one, replace this one. That's going to change my DPS. because we're losing attack speed. Definitely losing attack speed, but it's a better situation than the other one. So we're gonna go ahead and put this away. Hit 30. Yes, we did hit 30. Okay, and we're gonna these two get sold.
Yes?
Woo!
Watch yourself.
So we get automation. Back to gardens for now.
That was savage.
So we ramp up the poison a little bit. Remember, we were sitting there, we were discussing the different things that we need to do. So, this is actually works out real nice. Oh, hold up. Go back. Go back. Go back.
Hello.
That we need. Things that we need. It's not going to give me what I need. It's not giving me what I need. Oh, this is 32. I like this. 40. No, that's what we need right there. This is the one we're going to burn.
Good luck to you.
We'll go ahead and throw some. All right, it's on. It's on like popcorn, people. It's on like popcorn. Now we have gotten enough things done that we actually can get through and do the trial.
You stand before the gates of the Lord's labyrinth. Within these walls, the Lady of Justice doth ascend with precision.
One of the things that we're going to need to get is Plague Bearer. Pound for pound, Plague Bearer is one of the best things that you can have. It's very cheap. One gem socket, and it gives so much extra damage. There we go.
just need a moment to catch my breath.
Oh.
The weary traveler draws close to the end of
We'll go here, get ourselves a little bit more health. Well, that's going to give us recovery from recovery. So instead of, so you know, instead of right now we're using a claw, so we're going to get 15% life back per enemy hit. That give with that little change that we did, that's 15 plus another 4. So that means instead of 15, we're going to get 19 back per hit. So every time I hit something, I'm going to get 20 life. You know, well, 19 life. Boom, boom, boom. Every time I hit, it's 19 life, 19 life. So when I take damage, it's not going to be as bad. But what we're going to do is we're going to leave because we want to make ourselves a piece of geek. That's pretty much what we make ourselves a piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that. That makes us a piece of geek. And what we're going to do, try to get it. Now the coloring that I was sitting there and I was saying is very important. Come on. So this is what I said that I would like right here. Right there. So this would allow us to have Cyclone. Cyclone. And Poison. Unbound Ailments. And then another blue that we are going to have is going to this can be just pulled. You don't need all right, so hold up. Have a problem. Are low on intelligence. And how did we become low on it? So we're unable to use Flame Dash. Uh-oh. That's a terrible thing, isn't it? No, not really. But we need another blue gem. We need another blue gem to make our build function. Make it you know, acceptable for damage, whatever you want to call it, everything. And so what is the gem that we're gonna get? Gonna go. Oh, not that one. I'm gonna talk to this right here.
I am not sort of.
Purchase him. Uh-oh.
Go with the.
I hit it.
What that means, right? We haven't completed all the things we were supposed to complete before. That one.
Go with the spirit.
Woo! That's a long. Okay, so what are the things that we need to do? Hold up, let's make sure. Am I still Twitch streaming? Yes, I'm still Twitch streaming. Yay! That's a big one right there. Twitch stream, big. Oh, okay. So. wonder. Uh-oh. Hmm. I need some more intelligence, people. More intelligence. Because I do see, I do need either more intelligence or more mana. One of the two. So. How are we gonna do?
Yes.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. All right, purchasing. We're gonna purchase the lightning bolt or lightning fire. Oh, this one's actually pretty good, but we're gonna dislike it. Hey, this one's good right here.
Be careful.
Not something we're gonna use, but hey, we like it. And the reason why we like that ring is for one reason and one reason only. That ring has the ability to do what? Increase critical strike chance. So this build is all about crit. All about crit. Without crit, we don't do damage. All right, so that's the key about it. Or without crit, we don't do. So this is increased lightning damage. This is the lightning. Oh, physical damage to attacks. Go ahead and do that one. We get some accuracy, some mana, some physical thing. Drop that in. See what we got. We lost a little bit of lightning because that's what we were expecting. Now, can this one get anything added to it? Yes, it can. So what we can do is we can actually add 20%. Oh, a 16% lightning. That gets our lightning up to 65, 55, 52, and 51. We don't have a belt configuration yet. What other thing? Want to do? So there's some things that we could do. All right. Some things that we could just add life, throw some distances on it. Do have the double resistance configuration because we went to the second level on the last guy. Second level of the lab with the last guy. So that gives us the capability. We do have the capability, but it's not necessarily something we're going to be doing necessarily. We need to figure out exactly how we're going to run. But I do believe we're going to want to throw in other stuff to make us better. First thing we're going to do is we're going to the lightning on this one as well, because lightning is what we get past what's that guy's name? The guy at the top of the tower. I forgot what his name is. Plus Piety is a lightning. And, well, she's cold and lightning. We got to make sure that we got at least cold and lightning taken care of before we get to Piety. So we got a rarity necklace here. We got a rarity necklace there. Oh, rarity there. So we got 2 things to give us rarity. That's a good thing. Now what we're gonna do is see. Let's go ahead and see what we get. So we said we needed cold, right? I'm gonna put cold. Cold resistance. Should be cold resistance. Now we're at 60, 52, 52, 69, and 82. Well, we need some more. Get lightning resistance or fire resistance? Go with fire resistance. That gives us 71, 69, 71, 69, 80, 82. So we still have some stuff we can get. We got cold, lightning, and what do we have for the chest piece? Is this maxed out? Yes, it's maxed out for the suffix, but our prefixes open. So with our prefix open, what we can do is we can kind of go with increased evasion, which is a good thing. Do armor evasion. $35 to evasion, armor evasion, or evasion energy shield. That's the evasion energy. So evasion energy shield increase. That would actually be pretty nice. That gives us a little bit of a capability to try to prevent ourselves from taking a little bit of damage. There, our headpiece has nothing on. Our gloves. So the gloves are the ones that we're going to be using. Okay, so we can double up. We can do a forward close, or we can do a fire cold combo. Right there. There we go. 75, 75, 75. Yay! 75, 75, 75 means that we are not going to take as much damage from elemental attack. But we're still going to take damage. A lot of it. Alright, so we're good there. Also, hey, our mana went up. Okay. So we got a couple of things that we got to look at. So, one thing that we got to look at, back to town. We got a...
Watch yourself.
Got a rustic, right? There's no other rustic here.
Watch yourself.
Kind of stuck with what we're going to be doing. So, with the rustic sash, we can move that rustic sash. We got 5 alchemies. We can just chance that out, chance that rustic sash. Hopefully, we'll get something good on it, and we can keep moving, or we can go ahead and go with something inside of this version. Find the belt. Reflect damage to melee attackers. This one is maximum energy shield. This one is, it's going to be some dexterity. This one's going to be some strength. This one's lightning resistance. This one's going to be chance to avoid being shocked. Cold resistance. I think the reflect to the melee attacks is probably going to be the best thing for us. At this time, I don't see anything else that would probably be effective. We want to be as effective as possible in our the way that we do things. So we're good now. We're actually pretty good to keep moving forward. We're gonna go through and do the lab, and we're gonna try to do the lab due to a couple of different things. I went into the lab earlier just a level. Now we're gonna go into the lab to go ahead and make ourselves an assassin, and then after we make ourselves an assassin, we then need to determine exactly which thing that we want to go first. So, on average, toxic delivery is probably going to be the first thing that most people would go for. hey, you need to take toxic delivery because toxic delivery is going to give you XYZ, right? So right now, I have a 40% chance to poison. All right, so it's a 40% chance to poison. I had an 80% chance to poison, and it went down. Now, why did it go down to 40? I have no clue. No clue. Oh, chance to poison. On there, right? Cyclone. Oh, that's the 40%. Oh, down helmets. Dragon. Up. 20%. That's 60% chance to poison. So the tooltip at one time was giving me incorrect info. Oh, telling me 80%. So I do got a problem. Need to get my flame dash back on. It won't help except for an emergency. Let's just be honest. Because the reason why is because I'm using withering step, which gives me that extra damage. Ooh. Gotta get out of here. This is why we got problems.
What is it?
We should have right now big error. So this is like you remember earlier I was saying this is one really good gem to have.
Watch yourself.
And the reason why it's a really good gem to have is because Plague Bearer, when you use it, can't go. When you use it and you turn Plague Bearer on, it absorbs poison. The poison damage goes down, but it absorbs the poison.
Is watching.
And what you do with it, if you can, is you poison as many things as you possibly can, get your poison up and everything, and then you go through and you run the it gets the maximum, you just turn it on, and people take DOT damage being next to it. So you do that, just max it out, and you max out what the poison damage output or what it is, then you inflict poison. So when you start getting really good with poison, a few hits will get you to maximum pretty quickly. Right now, my poison kind of sucks. That's my maximum poison capability. I'm maxed out at poison capability. And so what happens is now it'll do 8,000 points of damage a second. Until it runs out. Well, not 8,800 points, sorry. It's like 10% of whatever it has stacked in will actually be used on a regular basis.
Draws close to the end of the things that slumber should never be awoken. You are condemned.
There we go.
When the time comes
Second
to
trial.
strike, an emperor strikes without hesitation.
Now this is dangerous, and the reason why it's dangerous is because if I get hit with that slam and I don't dodge that slam, I will die.
Stand your ground. Be singular for purposes. Only one of your lessons was completed, Ascendant.
There we go. There we go. It'll be an outlet. It'll be an outlet. There we go. There we go. Whoa. Let's get that leech on. And then we're gonna get hit points next. Leech on and hit points. On and hit points. There we go. Go. Scramble. Not that way. Ah, the main path. Not where we're going. Let's Go this way. All right. Let's see if we're gonna make a.
Can afford to be
See if
promised.
we can make an assassin. See if we can make an assassin.
Though the Empire awaits you with open
Oh.
Show me your resolve.
I'm showing you my resolve. You should die. Come on now. There's poison on you.
Nation
There we
is
go.
more dangerous than the journey, Ascendant.
I was about to say it was about to be a problem. He was supposed to die. It was gonna be a problem because I was like, I ran off and it was like, oh, I got him. The poison will take him down. Then the poison just stopped ticking all of a sudden. It was like,
Before
did I make a mistake?
you
Did I not do what I was supposed to
goddess
do?
of justice,
Hey.
embrace our gifts and rise, Ascendant. For this is the ending that we all deserve.
There we go. So now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with fire, people. We're cooking with fire. Cooking with fire. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go utility, gems. We're gonna pick a gem that we don't. Oh, there we go. We're gonna pick a gem, a green gem, because we just want to. We're gonna transmute green gems because boop, it might give us something we want. Nope. Tornado shot of cloud burst, blade blast of unloading, and blink arrows. So this one is good, and this one's actually okay. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's go ahead and get all these things identified. Put this away. Level 34 needed. This one's actually okay, but not gonna work right now. This one we can't put on because we need a little more intelligence. This one we can go ahead and sell. Now, we have become a assassin. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some little just. I know what I'm gonna do for Treewise, but let's go ahead and look at look overall. I go here and I'm like, hey, I'm an assassin. What should I do for my first selection? This takes us from 600 to 705 combined DPS. This will give us a single poison is doing 38. If we do this, and then go configuration to that, it's 860. This will give us, because of we're critting, will give us a little bit more. All right. So what that does is this gives us a little bit more because we are critic. Okay. Now we could also do this one or this one. Now if we do this one, we get power charges. Takes $6.99. Not that big of a deal. Oh. All right, that would have been correct. That would be 621. So 689. Not a big deal. We do this, we're just making sure we survive. So currently, the highest DPS output, this gives us recovery per poison affecting an enemy as well. So this means that this is a survivability as well as it gets our poison chance up. Because right now, when we look at our poison chance, look at our poison chance, it's 100% if we put that in, with that in place. Move that, our poison chance goes back to 85%. So the 85% might be acceptable. That could be acceptable. So let's look at this long term. So if I do 616, I do that, I go to 382 if I have noxious. Or if I don't have anything. Noxious is 430. This, it would be 706. 706. Oh, it makes a difference. It does make a difference. If we go this route, pop that in place, it'll make a difference. Huge difference. A huge difference. Damage output. So right now we're just, like I said, 382. Get us to 430. Just by doing this by itself gets us to 706. This is the 860. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get the go the route we said we were gonna go, which is we're gonna go ahead and rock that route. We'll rock this route eventually, but we're gonna go ahead and get that first part done. So remember, I was sitting there and I said crit is the most important thing. Critical strikes is the most important thing for this build. Wasn't joking. I'm serious. So if we do this, that's boom. We've got that. There you go.
I was once off my tits for 3 days from bad leaf drops. Felt just like this.
Now, what I could do, just FYI, There we go. Oh man, come on. 1 cart, 2 carts. I always mix that up. There we go. Okay, so what we got is we're going to go ahead and continue down this path. There's a couple of things we need to make sure we get in place. Let's go there. We're gonna go up here and just kind of get to the top part where we can kind of get to where we need to be for.
It's been a grand experiment, Shadow. Time we saw the results.
See how beautiful that went?
But you
That went beautiful. Beautifully beautiful.
There is nothing else.
Good luck to you.
Heidi. Heidi. Heidi.
Watch yourself.
You, piety. And tread carefully, exile.
And I think go back here. I forgot to get that. There we go. An intelligence. Now we got to go to the tower.
By the ire of innocence, I denounce you.
Now we're just trying to get through.
Whoever built this was desperately compensating for something.
So there was something that I was just thinking about. It's kind of interesting. So there was something that they introduced a while ago, okay, and I never really understood the GGG introduced something a while ago, and I just didn't understand how to actually functionally get that thing to work and be worth anything, because it's useless when it comes to it just seems like it's useless, as it's not even really going to give you a lot of good damage because of how it's configured. But I think it's one of those, unless you know exactly how to get it to function, it's one of them sleeper type powers, you know, where you sit there and you're like, oh, it actually does. Until you use it, you're like, it doesn't really do anything. I've got so much more damage doing it the other way. And until you actually use it, you don't know you don't know it is actually, you don't know it's functioning. And what I mean by that is, when we sit there and we pull up certain things, like there is a item piece, a mark that I still don't understand how to utilize. Hey, how's it going? What's up, Sheepish? How's it going? But there's a mark, and I don't know how to use it. I've been trying to figure out exactly the best way to why did they put it in the game? Is my first part. Why did they put this in the game? It really, its use is minimal at best, And then I started thinking about it. Was there something else that goes around with that mark or that power that will help it out? So how's your morning going, Sheepish? I'm heading toward the zone boss to see if I can get past him to go to the next zone. There we go. Zone boss, zone boss. See if we can get through this. It's a 12K now. My Plague Bearer is at 12K.
Far darker shadows than you, exile.
Have you ever seen
Actually hit me with the touch of.
Nightmare from the light of divinity!
Dead. Not gonna take me out. Not with that craziness. Ah, 12K. Let's go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look how fast he dies when you turn that incubation, that infecting on.
It's funny, Reese. I always thought you'd be taller.
I always thought you'd be taller. Yeah, same with me. Alright. We're good. We're good. Let's go. Let's
Ta-ta.
go.
Not a
All this
cockroach.
water and not a single working boat in sight. More walking and chilling for me.
Now what I really need is I need to be able to drop the poison and it be high enough and strong enough that I can just walk away and it'll kill them before before they get back. You know. 'Cause right now I had to stack a little bit too much. There's some slowdowns. There's some slowdowns.
Let me guess. House Azadi sent you to finish what they couldn't.
Woohoo! Look at that. Look at that. Look it. Got cookies. Keep going. Keep walking. Walk on through. Walk on by. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna move forward, and so right here we're at the point right now where we can sit there and we can go and try to get 1, 2, 3, 4 more, and we get ourselves the what's it called Eldritch Battery. So Eldritch Battery, what that does for those that don't know, Eldritch Battery will move your energy shield from over protecting your health to actually going over to your mana. That allows you to reserve more mana at one time. Now, this is one of those things that I don't fully agree with yet. But let's go ahead and let's go back to what we were talking about when I was talking about earlier. I was talking about how to use certain particular powers, issues, etc. So let's go ahead and there is a problem, and I believe is nobody knows, and I don't think GGG's explained to anybody how to use certain powers. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back here to that one, that one, that one. There we go. So if we talk about Alchemist Mark, so Alchemist Mark is a spell that marks a single target with a curse. Hits against the marked target grant blast charges, and when you ignite or poison the marked enemy, it leaves behind either burning ground or caustic ground under them, respectively. So if you're doing damage with fire, it's going to give burning ground. If you do damage with caustic, it's going to do caustic. Okay, so this is where the interesting thing comes into play. Elemental proliferations, ignites that are proliferated from a nearby enemy or corpse to a marked target will not trigger the ground. You gain 1 flask when you hit a cursed enemy. Grants charges to all flasks, so every flask will get 1 back. Okay, proxies hits from proxies such as totems or traps are unable to create cursed ground effects. The duration of the burning and cross the ground are independent of the duration of the ignite or poison that applies. It is making it work well, which builds that use high damage, low duration ignite poison. So high damage, low duration poisons and stuff. So things that do mass amounts of damage and poison at the exact same time, this would work with. Okay, so I was looking at this the other day because I was sitting there trying to figure out how do you get this thing to work. So caustic ground deals 79% of the chaos damage per second of the strongest poison on the enemy. Can create each ground effect for no more than once per second. Okay, then you gain flasks. Okay, so what that means to me is, so it works really well with things that, like, I did a mass amount of damage. So that usually would get you a very big poison. Okay, so so if you were doing something like a poison slam, poison earthquake, like earthquake, that's a prime example. If you do earthquake, poison earthquake, that would actually work out. And one other thing, this is just something that you would want to do, is you'd want to get poisons you inflict on non-poison enemies deal 300% increased damage. So that would actually work really well with Alchemist Mark, okay? Because it's going to do caustic ground on the largest poison. So if you hit them for the first time, that's a 300% increased poison on them. So with that 300% increased poison on them, so that whatever the poison is, your poison, when let's say your poison does 2,000 points of damage, right? Let's say 1,000 points of damage. 1,000 points of damage times 300, that's 3,000 points of damage for that one poison that's on that guy. 3,000 points. Then you're going to take 79% of that 3,000 points, and that would be the damage per second that the caustic ground would do. So that's actually really, really good against things that, like I said, big hit things would be great. If you're going to use this mark, from my opinion, if you're going to use this mark, you would want to have that particular power configuration. You're going to want to have that 300. If you don't have that 300, you will hurt yourself because it's no use any other way. It is not usable any other way. I mean, you could drop a whole bunch of small caustic grounds, but it's only going to pop off 1 per second. So it'd be just, you could stack on some more DOT. So I'm just stacking on more DOT to it. But it's one of those things that I think that we, if you're going to be doing something, caustic ground or anything like that, you might want to go ahead and look at that one. That might actually work out pretty good. This is something that I was sitting there just thinking about earlier, but I did have it drop. How bad will it mess me up if I replace the diamond ring? Not bad at all. My damage output would increase because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be, when I crit, I'll be triggering consecrated. And then I get 49% increase in damage against consecrated when I'm on consecrated ground. So it's a really big increase in damage. Let's just put it like that. If I kill something with something, I get that consecrated ground. Consecrated ground will give me automatically increase in damage. Walked into that one.
I just killed an emperor. With a feather that size, I'm going to have to get a bigger cap.
So that's one of the things that I was sitting there thinking about earlier was how do you get that extra damage output from using like Alchemist Mark? It's a good thing. Now, here is where we're going to be making another decision. Okay, so this is one of those other decisions that we have to make. We need to determine exactly which was going to be the best for us. Early on, the choice is going to be ice. You get critical strike chance, get accuracy automatically. That they can't beat that early on. But you could get more damage multiplier with Chaos, with the Chaos Golem, plus you get some Chaos resistance. The other thing you could do is you can go, oh, I'm going to go with Stone Golem, but Strength is going to be one of the harder configurations for us to run with. So that's going to be a little bit of a slower thing because we're going to have to make sure we get a Strength belt. Other things because we can't, but that increases our defenses. It gives us a little life regeneration. We're going to be getting back stuff already because we're using claws right now. So we don't really need it, but it's something that we could, possibly use long term. The other thing we could do is Lightning Storm. The Lightning Golem. Lightning Golem Still the exact same thing. We can get mana back on a regular basis. We'll be able to do faster attacks, which means more poisons that are going to hit the enemy. But out of all of them, probably the one that's going to be the best one is not going to be um is not going to be out of all of them, the lightning is not going to be the one we're going to want, and stone is definitely going to be a hard part because we got to make sure we got strength. We're just gonna have to make sure we get some different things going. So this one's always been one of those interesting ones for me. Hold up. There are two powers that I'm gonna talk about right now, because these are the things that we kind of looking at, gotta try to figure out what we're gonna do. So this one is called Ambush. Critical spell, movement, duration, travel. Teleports you to an enemy, applying a buff to you for a short duration on blinding the target for a secondary duration. Performing a melee attack with a one-handed weapon removes the buff to exert that attack. So, buff is removed, exerts the next melee attack you perform. Attacks exerted by this skill cannot be exerted by other skills. Exerted attacks give increased critical strike chance and increased critical strike multiplier. So this works, but not for Cyclone. We're working with Cyclone right now. So Ambush would work with, let's say we were doing something like Flicker Strike would actually work out with it. One of the Cobra Lash would work out with it. Something like that would work, but because we're doing Cyclone, and this is one thing that most people don't realize about Cyclone when they're utilizing Cyclone. Cyclone does not attack multiple times. It attacks one continuous time. So on the first execution of Cyclone, that's the attack. Then everything else is just it doing repetitive. The attack is already passed. Attack and continue to hit things. Attack and continue to hit things. So what happens is when you do it like that, and you start thinking about that, and what happens is certain type of ear pieces and things like that says, trigger this on attack. That doesn't work for this particular build. You can't. It doesn't trigger, or it doesn't trigger on attack because you've attacked. When you attack the first time, it'll trigger off. It won't do it any other time. Trigger on hits will work. So this is triggered when you hit. This is triggered when you hit. Those things work perfectly fine working with Cyclone, but when it's a trigger when attack thing, it will not work. So you have to be very careful when you're kind of building, or when you're making your build and you're thinking about, I'm going to trigger this with Cyclone off of my weapon. Doesn't do that. Doesn't work that. The second one that I think we need to discuss is this one, Tutorial Rift. Now this is a very good power. I don't use it very often, but it's very good. Removes mana, reserves mana to apply a buff that leaves after images of you in recent past. Cast the spell again to return to the oldest after image, teleporting you to the location as well as resetting your life, mana, energy shield to the value they had. So this is a great spell. What happens is you'll be running and you'll see multiple images of yourself. If you get hit real hard, jump back to that image. But it can also be very bad. The reason why is because of the following. If you're not paying attention to where that image is, you might actually put yourself in a bad situation. So what I mean by that is I just got hit, my life went down, but I'm still going, I got hit, my life went down, right? I'm gonna recover with my mana flask. I'm gonna get into this battle with this other dude. He just almost kills me, because of some type of DOT or whatever it is. I jump back to this particular thing, and then guess what? My health is really low. The DOT ticks, and I die. Be careful, because this thing does not say. It does not say that when it teleports you to the location as well as resetting your life, mana, and energy shield to the values that it had, doesn't tell you that it removes curses. It doesn't tell you that it removes debuffs. It doesn't tell you it removes DOTs. It doesn't do any of that. It just resets your life and mana to whatever it was at that point. So that means you can just teleport yourself back to some place where you can actually die faster. Now, since we've been talking, I've already go ahead and I'm gonna tell you, this does not help us long term, but it will help us early on. So what I did was I just pulled,
We Maraketh are tied. You will be remembered.
Fine. Okay, so that'll get us where we're gonna go. We're gonna move forward. We're gonna go ahead and continue to move forward in the game by going in here and destroying stuff. We're gonna kill everything. We're not gonna kill everything. Just gonna...
Swallowed by the darkness, and I seem to be causing it a little indigestion.
Now, I want to point this out. Let's go ahead and get this.
This'll do nicely, Exile.
Movement speed. Hey, I like that. That's a good set of boots. Could be better. That's a good set. Ba, 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 ba.
Hire me, I'll move on. I charge by the minute.
Oh, that was
Someone or something is keeping very busy in the bowels of this house.
Oh. Stacked a bunch of poison on that one.
It's always comforting to witness an honest, permanent death.
Hire me, I'll move on. I charge by the minute.
Ooh, I forgot. That on makes me even stronger. Makes me even stronger.
I do hope these constipated bowels don't find their release while I'm still inside.
That was kind of difficult. There we go, people. There we go. Okay, kind of ran nothing. That's okay. We got this.
Your flesh begs to be studied.
My flesh begs to be steady. Yeah. That's kind of creepy. That's kind of creepy. That's one good thing about it. Interesting thing about GGG's Path of Exile. It's supposed to be grim and dark, and sometimes they go grim and dark and they take it to the extreme, and it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Other times there's like, I think they go, oh, I think we went too far on this one. So there's two more. Two more. So go back. One more because we're going to get the book right now.
You shall be rewarded.
Deshret.
Might be worth keeping that one.
I'm watching you.
So we'll be able to put points right here. And then this one is spell damage leads to energy shield, which doesn't help us at all at this time. But it will help us in the long term if we decided we're gonna go ahead and do some stuff. Okay, so this is a pretty good configuration and everything like that. We're gonna go. No! I gotta use the bathroom. And we're gonna put this on a be right back. Boop. There we go. There we go. Hey, we're back again. Got me some coffee while I was out as well. Decided to get some coffee. Got myself some coffee. Got myself some stuff going on. Now, hopefully Twitch is still working. Yesterday I streamed the whole night without being on Twitch. I was streaming to YouTube only. YouTube only. And the reason why that happened was because I was not paying attention. I didn't realize that it wasn't connected to Twitch at all.
I am Bereso, the Sword King.
I was like, what's going on?
It's of Leopolis that I made my name.
You sure you want to do this?
Some wild boars before I could even be conceived. In this so glorious awareness, I care nothing for your past, only your future. And for that, you will have to fight.
So this is something that you always got to worry about or look out for. So you know, remember how we were sitting there? We have not changed any gears at all. Now, without changing any gear, but just doing nothing but leveling up, we have actually put ourselves into a position where our power is not working the way it's supposed to. And so every so often you'll see that I'm bottoming out. What that usually means is something's costing more. Something is eating up more mana than we were eating up before. So I did put Ice Golem here, but Ice Golem doesn't choose or doesn't pull anything from you. Plague Bearer is not going to be more expensive or anything like that. So what has happened was the cost of either the cost of Cyclone went up or the cost for as soon as I can think of the name, automation. The automation costs for Withering Step went up, which means that we're burning through more mana at one time than we were before, because we weren't bottoming out initially. When we were running around, we weren't bottoming out. Right now we're bottoming out. So that little stutter step that's going on when we're holding the mouse button down is because our mana has hit the bottom. We regenerate the mana, but it bottomed out. So what does that mean for us? That means that we're that the choice that we made. The choice that we made to, we're gonna add, we're gonna go directly to, we're gonna race ourselves over to, can't think of it, Eldritch Battery was a correct choice. Don't want to continue to bottom out, because bottoming out will get us killed. It'll stop. What happens is we'll stutter at the wrong time. Currently, it's not. It's not a problem. But let's say we're in a higher level zone area, whatever, and we're trying to move out of a particular situation. If we stop moving because we run out of mana, that can be a problem. Now we are leeching mana, don't get me wrong. We're leeching mana back, we're getting mana back on a regular basis, but it's not enough. It's not enough mana back that it's gonna keep us alive and survive. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue to just kind of continue to do things like that until we get this. Now, this should prevent us. It should prevent us from bottoming out. We'll see. Oh, not enough. We are still bottoming out.
That was satisfying.
So what's happening is we do not generate enough energy shield. Don't generate enough energy shield back for this to work out real well. So what does that mean? It means we need to go back to town and make sure that we have ensured that we have the best
What do you need now?
weapon that we can have, and we need to ensure we have the best configuration possible. 26, 30, 34. All right, so pull this.
May fear guide you.
Two sleds. 1, 3.
What do you need now? I'm watching you.
Hmm. 82. 7. All right. Let's
What is
sell
it,
these
exile?
things.
What do you need now?
Defense. 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 1300. That was a little bit, but 96. Actually, good. Pretty good configuration there. Health wise, 30. 30 still. This one gives me on kill. Doesn't give me on kill, but it gives me a nice buffer for resistances. And then this give me a better movement, but I don't have enough here configuration run. There we go. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Quicksilver. Hold up a second. Ah. That needs to be answered. Sorry. There we go. Sorry about that. All right. Sorry about that. Had to respond to that. Had to respond. Didn't respond. I'd have been in trouble. Get another one. people. Come on, really? Okay, got it. Wow, it takes ever for people to, process things. So just seeing how I came along in this game is majorly different. Uh-oh, I hit the hit my chat macro button by accident with the cup. Woohoo! Come on. So we've been watching Amazing Race lately, right? So Amazing Race, they change up things a lot, right? And try to make things fresh and new. So what they did for this season of Amazing Race, just in case y'all don't know, what they did was they decided they were going to take all the Big Brother people that they could find, anybody who was on Big Brother, any person who was on Big Brother that wanted to be on the show to try to win $1 million, race around the world. Well, not really race around the world. The way that the rated race, this particular race is, they're racing around Europe. They're just running around Europe and stuff like that. So there's this lady named Lily. She had me laughing a few times just on how she was, how she was dealing with certain things. She just had me laughing. I was just like, that lady's crazy. So one of the things that she had said, and it made me laugh real hard, was she was like, she was talking about her girlfriend, and she was like, hey, she doesn't like, she was standing on the bleacher, and she's standing on the bleacher, and she's like, she doesn't like a lot of noise and encouragement and everything like that. And then she goes, that's just not me. Or something like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, that lady she's just sitting there, she's like, oh, it's just not me. I was like, that's pure genius right there. That's pure genius. She was like, oh. And then I started thinking, I was like, well, why are you with her then? Well, not really why you're with her, but it was like, if that's gonna be a problem, oh wow, that's the type of thing that went through my mind. was, okay, I can understand that, but you know, your girlfriend's gonna get pissy one of these days if you keep on, you know, doing things you're not supposed to be doing, you know, irritate the heck out of her. It just made me laugh. I was just laughing. I was like, that's crazy. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down a little bit. Nope. Yes, we're gonna go health. Gotta go health. Gotta get a little more health. Get ourselves a little more health so we can survive. Because we're gonna run into what's his name soon. We're gonna get into the situation where we're gonna be fighting for our lives.
What is it
We're gonna be
inside?
fighting for our lives. Invasion armor. So none of these are gonna be ones that we want. So this is actually a pretty good one. Increased rarity, but we're not gonna go for that. So we've seen a couple of 5 sockets. No 5 links. 5 sockets. Build number 9. So with the 5 sockets, what we got is we got 5 sockets, not 5 links. We are kind of moving through. There's some things we need to do, but we can't do yet. We're 39. Look at. Okay.
May reason.
Boom, 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 boom. You got it.
Let's speak again soon.
What's his name? Rich. That's what it is. I just thought about one of my friends from a while ago. Wonder how he's doing because I hadn't seen him in a while. You know, he retired and everything like that. So would we or should we engage? There should be engage. I really need to get a different chest. Not a chest. Different. What I mean by that is I need to get either 1 or 2 more items for more energy shield. Because from what I'm telling, let's just go ahead and do work. So Cyclone is doing up about 27 energy shield per second. Then every so often we hit with a automation. Yep. taking 5. So we need at least 31, 32 generation per second. And our recharge rate from our one piece of our very little our kite shield and the behemoth mitt are sitting us at 93, which gives us a total recharge rate of about 19. That's not going to cover it because we need another 20 some odd.
Yes.
Remember? Need another 20 some odd, and we'd be okay. And we can't. Don't want any of these. And I already got a glove that's acceptable. But even if we increase
fear
the
guide you.
gloves energy, not gonna be enough. 17. That's like 2 points, which means it gives us 1 point of. So we might have 20 now. We might have a 20 for our recharge rate. This is let's do it. That still won't give us what we need. Still aren't going to get enough. It's thinking I don't have it. Now, that's why you zone every time before you do imports. It's best if you zone because zoning causes an instant update. So there we go. We got 21. We are burning. From Cyclone, we're burning 27. Still not enough. Still not enough. So on my build, let's just be honest. On my build, I am using straight energy shield glove. I'm doing a straight energy shield glove configuration, and it gives me just enough to take care of my recharge rate problems. But I am not able to find.
What do you want?
That here or there. So I am not going to be doing a straight energy shield chest piece because my energy shield chest piece won't work. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is this will work for now until we can get ourselves what we need. Okay? And so because of that, we're kind of limited. This is good. We need a helmet that's going to work for us. We don't have any helmets. We don't have any boots that are going to work for us. I mean, we're kind of stuck until the next time we level. And then when the next time we level, we should be able to get what we need to be able to put in place on the boot for us to be able to be able to handle the draw. Now, let's go ahead and let's be honest on this. If we had a Praxis, that would help out. But we're working it out. We're working it out. So our current dilemma, current issues right now is we need to get another health here, and then we recover 2% of our health on kill. These are recoup nodes that I'm not actually really worried about. And then we got the nodes down here. Still trying to debate exactly the best route to be able to continue to move on. So we definitely need to go down here. After that health, we got to go down here and get this critical strike multiplier. But we really need the attack speed accuracy thing from down here. As soon as we get the attack speed accuracy, I think then we can go up, grab the crit multiplier. This is reduced mana cost of attacks, which means that our mana cost for our cyclone will go down. And it will go down to be around about 6 mana or so cost. Which is not that, it's not that much, but it is. We get some reductions and stuff like that. We'll be able to generate the mana back that we're taking. Let's just put it like that. Oh. So long term, what we want to do is want to get ourselves to the point where we're like. So this is my test character. It's always my test character. He's my tester. I use him to test all kind of things. So if we're in here and then stuff like that, what we're gonna do is look for gems. Have it? Oh, you
Good
terrible
tidings to
person.
you.
So Cyclone, cast on crit, and then let's go ahead and go with the other things that we're saying we're going to be wanting for this thing. And it's going to eat up. No, this is where it's going to be really interesting. Blade. Vortex.
Time and tide wait for no man.
Bound. Void manipulation. Oh, don't have it.
Good tidings to you.
Void. Void manipulation. So this is the configuration that it's going to be, kind of. a lot of people, let's just be honest, a lot of people think that so the mechanic that I'm looking for does work. So what I'm trying to do right now, let's go here. Everybody, where is to cast on crit capabilities and using cast on crit to execute blade vortex. And then get Blade Vortex. So this is just level 1 Blade Vortex, just FYI. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get it so that I can actually go through and use cast on crit to get 10 Blade Vortexes without having to like unleash, blah blah, increase skill. That's one thing that I don't have to worry about as well. I don't have to worry about how long the blades will last, or how long the duration of the blade is going to be. This is all about trying to get a good stacking capability for poison, and so that's what this is about. This is about getting a good stacking configuration for poison. So with Blade Vortex and everything like that, like, you know, it's level 1, and it's doing, and what happens is it executes. It'll execute, and when it executes, boom, 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 will knock things out. So this is not built the correct way. Actually, not even built in the way that it's supposed to be. If I was going that route, but you know, I would move all my points, put it in the right configuration, and see what it. See if it goes. But I'm able to. What I just did was I just demonstrated that the build could function. What I would need to do to verify and make sure the build does function is just level the gems up and everything like that, and take this thing into maps and see if I can actually roll through the maps without any losses. Do I die? Do I not die? And things like that while going through maps. I believe that this will work. So I am going to try to. There is a sheet I'm going to be using with this build. Hey, look at that. I got a mist ball. Okay. So I don't have the shield on this guy. I probably deleted it multiple times already. But there is a shield that I want to get to. And the shield is going to regenerate generate life and stuff like that. So there's some things that we can do to get it to enhance this to make it even better. But currently, right now, that's the gist of this build. That's how this build is supposed to function. I get through, I jump into things, just spin around. It's gonna generate vortex blades. Blade vortex, the vortex blades on this one doesn't last that long. When I get the correct configuration, it'll last 5 seconds. But that's the gist of how I'm trying to get this to operate. Now, the other configuration that I'm trying to get to function These are the top builds right now. This is the top builds. Top builds at this time. Ooh, hold up. That's not gonna work. Go back over here. No, that's the wrong one. I want to show y'all the top build configuration. So scroll all the way down, go back to. All right, so the other top build. Pull everything out. Lance of Steel. Cast a crit. Oh, da, da. Let me exit out of this. Go into Ball Lightning. So the Ball Lightning build is cast on crit, chance to poison. Ball Lightning. Increase critical strike damage. And greater multiple. This is the build. This is the build that I plan. The other build that I plan on using. But this doesn't really work because I don't have the this is my build right there. This one is the one that I plan on running with if I can. But I'm gonna have to go through the I'm gonna have to go through So this is the build that I plan on running right there. Lancing Steel, the Spring with this configuration. And then there's some other nuances to this. So this is the build without the survivability configurations and stuff like that, but this is exactly what this build is. I use this guy just to prove that it'll execute, do what I need. So it will fill the screen. So right now I don't have everything in place. So let's just be honest. I have kind of everything that I wanted to verify to make sure that it'll function. But there is a debate I have, which is the following. Should I be running this? Or should I be running this and this? So this will give poison and poison capabilities and everything like that. And it will be able to put poison on my spells, which is something that I like. This gives me that critical strike gain elusive configuration. So if I refund, I can't refund. Yes, I do this a lot. So I pull those back. I can go here and here, right? And then what's going to happen is I should always, almost always maintain a doggone elusive. This will get me more poison and everything like that. Which does work, but not as it's not what I what should be. And so I'm not actually leveling up all the gems. And the reason why I'm not leveling the gems up is because so these gems aren't even leveled up to level 20. They're just kind of base gems, just trying to see exactly if the mechanic works. But this is the build that I plan on running all the way up to maximum hardcore next week. So this is experiment. I think this is experiment 4. So this was the experimental build number 4 that I put together. So experiment number 4. Quick. This. The Lancing still has a 100% hit chance. Crit chances, crit multiplier, or crit chances 71. Power charges, we need 6. If I hit him the first time, it's going to be that. That's my configuration. Running like. Overall, this is a pretty good configuration. It doesn't do, you don't see the damage that I want to do, which is, we do this here, change this to ball lightning. Chance to poison with ball lightning is 40 plus 20. And there are some things that I'm supposed to do in the build, which is come up this way and get the chance to poison from spells. That'll get us up to 85. And then there was another configuration that I need to do as well, which is that takes us to 100. So that will give us poison damage of at 100%. 100% and everything like that. Right now, as you can see, it doesn't do any damage. Poison doesn't do any damage, and ball lightning's not doing any damage. But you ain't really got anything on it. What's killing things right now is there's so many ball lightning. And the Lancing Steel is doing pretty much let's say all hit. It's doing most of the damage. Now this is terrible damage output. If you look at it, that's terrible damage output for Act 6. I mean, Act 6, I'm not, and you see how fast I'm killing stuff? This is just me using very terrible gear, very terrible gems configuration until I can work out the problems. I'm working out those kinks. As soon as I work out those kinks and get it, as soon as I work the kinks out, then this will probably be very intense build. Oh, there'll be certain things that we can work with, certain things that it should kick out a ton of damage. Should. That's a figurative statement because I don't know if it'll work. I don't know if it'll actually function, but it's one of those things. I got to get to the end game. After I get to the end game and run it at the end game, we'll see. Now if you notice, I have a ball lightning guy here, and I got this guy here. The ball lightning guy, when I was playing, I had to switch up, and I switched up how I was playing him because it just wasn't working.
Hello to you, great dreamer.
It wasn't working the way I wanted. So this is what's going on. I went Spell Slinger just because I needed to see if I could get this thing to, try to figure out if I can a way to get more damage and damage output. And that was where my problem came in. Okay, so I've got this set as Spell Slinger. I don't really don't really like using it as a Spell Slinger. Because I'm trying to get leveled up. So how do I get leveled up? How do I get leveled up very quickly? So this gets me all the way up into Act 6, right? And then I was like, hold up, go ahead and go back. Try another experiment, right? So I went to try another experiment. I've been working on trying other experiments. One of the other experiments that I tried was, let me try this other route. So for this one, it could work. It could work to get me to a higher level. I've already got everything I need down here, almost. I just need to grab these right here. That will almost guarantee me crit strikes as well. Then this will get me crit strikes even if they're not on full health. Full health, I got a crit, 100% crit. If they drop, as soon as I hit them once, it drops down to either 60%, then 70%, or 70 or 80% when I get power charges. This will allow me to get crits a lot easier when they're not on full health. Then I'm going to run up this way and get what I need to get the poison here. And then there's some other configurations that I need, which is going to just, make sure that the ball lightning functions, make sure that I get my damage output that I really need and things like that. So some of the things that I'm going to need is spell damage leeches energy shield. That's one of the things that I want to go ahead and get. The second thing that is going to, from up in this area, I need to get this health configuration. That's going to be one. There are some other enhancements that are going to be used. There is like this one, which gives me evasion energy shield and energy shield recover on kill. This is a great one. I might drop that long term and pick up some other things, but this was the basic configuration right here. So, and as you can see with this basic configuration, I chose poorly when I was leveling. That's how I found out that I don't necessarily want this initially. I think I want the crit first, that second, this third, that, or this third. Don't know for sure. Still working on it. Still trying to figure that out. But these are the things that are going through. I'm trying to work those things out. We have gone through multiple different iterations of the builds of the builds. Let's say of the assassin. So the things that we have already tried and wasn't actually happy with. Ethereal Knives did not work out the way I wanted it to. Ice Trap worked out really well. That one was actually really good. The Ice Trap build was really good. So that one, how that one worked, and there's no special things about that one really. It's just using Ice Trap, Trap in Mine, avoid added cold, charge traps. And then hold up a second. Then you have increased damage, and then concentrated effect. That thing comes out and does a lot of damage. It's a lot. It has a really good single target, and because it had that single target damage configuration, I like it. But per everything else in the world, it was an assassin. So I was leveling it up. I got it up to a certain point, and I died. It was like, boop, dead. Let's see. Log out of this one. Show you what it looks like, so we can go ahead and kind of go through the different ones. I didn't delete them, did I? I hope I didn't delete them. Oh, I did. I know I did. That's terrible. So, I deleted them. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to delete them, but I deleted them because I was just, it's an experiment. But the damage output was really good. So after the ice trap, this is the cyclone poison build, and then I had some other ones that I actually messed around with as well. Blade trap, Eye of Winter, tornado. I've just been kind of just, what can I do to make this really nice? So the tornado build, I tried a tornado EK poisoning build where throw the tornado out, hit it with the EK, and have it get poisoned, do the poison effect, and then kind of just see if it functions. Doesn't work well. And of course, Spell Slinger's okay, but Spell Slinger's not that great. The main problem that I have with most of the builds is the survivability. And what I mean by that is the effective hit pool so the effective hit pool on the builds aren't as happy as I want them. The Ball Lightning effective hit pool is 51,000. So it's the best one so far. The effective hit pool on the assassin, that is which version of this assassin is? The one that we're working with right now is Poison BV, and that one's like 42,000. I get like 42,000 effective hit points. The other one got a whole bunch more. So which one's the better one? I don't know. But I will say that the poison, the light ball lightning one, I think is going to be the better one because I think the damage output is going to be way higher. The one that we're working with right now, which is the Cyclone BV one, it's not bad. I think it'll be about 1 million, 2 million points of damage, without any real good enhancements and configurations. But that's from the BV itself. So total damage output is 1.5. It's mostly poison. That's mostly coming from poison. Now, if we get the we get that ring that doubles up poisons, we get the one that doubles up poisons. How many poisons can you get on him? I'll be able to stack 80 total poisons on him. If I stack 80 poisons, does this thing actually calculate for 80 poisons? No, it doesn't. Which means I gotta do this. 2.5 million. 2.5 or 2. About 2.5 million. Are you winning? Yes, I am winning. I'm just going through, like I was just kind of going through the different Cerulean. I was going through the different builds that I've been working on. This is experimental build number 9. This was actually a Blade Vortex build. And it's a Blade Vortex build. It's different than the other Blade Vortex builds because it's just one I created. Secret Project 9. Yes, Secret Project 9. So I will show you the mechanics behind the build in a mock-up. Which I have here. This I gotta pull these out. Sorry, because this is all wrong. So in the mock-up, we put Cyclone, Cast on Crit, Blade Vortex, Unbound Ailments, Void Manipulation, and that's not Void. Deadly Ailments and Void Manipulation. Okay, so this is a level 1 Cyclone, level 1 Cast on Crit, level 1 Blade Vortex. Yes, this is a level 12. I mean, it's supposed to be used on a level 12 mob. Level 8 Unbound Ailment, or requires a level 1 Unbound Ailment, a level 1 Deadly Ailments, and a level 1 Void Manipulation. So this is all low level gems. The only thing that's very expensive or is a high level thing is this. So with that being said, let's go over here real quick. And I'll show you how the build functions. So unlike normal, mostly that's the weapon actually pulling me through this, but it's also the poison. The amount of poison on these things is pretty rough, or pretty high. The stacks of poisons are there. Yes, many hits fun. So this is what I'm planning. This is experimental build number 9. Now, one of the things that you'll notice is that the blades kick off real quick. And what I mean by that is, if I'm not critting on this build right now, blades disappear. I got 10 blades, right? They just start dropping off. I mean, boom, 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 real fast. In the real build, which is not using this exact tree, it's not even using this tree at all. This tree is actually the ball lightning tree. Let's just be honest. This is the ball lightning tree. But it has 5 seconds per to survive. So I could do this. Also, this thing is terrible. These are all level 1 gems, though. Even with level 1 gems, it's actually pretty solid DPS. But this is the configuration that I'm running right now. Or this is where I'm trying to get the current build. I'm trying to get up to a high level so I can run this. But that's where I am right now, Sarah Lynn. That's where I am right now. I'm trying to get leveled up on the other thing. Now, as I was showing everybody else, I was showing everybody earlier, this is probably the secret build number 9 that I'm not going to use. I'm probably going to be using this build right here. I'm going to show you the reason. I'm going to show you how awesome this build is. So, this one has a little bit higher gems. Level 1, level 1, level 1, level... No, these are all level 1s too. Alright, so Lancing Steel configuration. Now, I need to get Lancing Steel of Spring. But, you'll see what I mean. I pull this in. This is the build right here. This is secret build number 3, I think it was. So this is the build that I really think is going to be the one that's going to dominate versus the other one. This one will dominate versus the other one. I'm just trying to work it out, though. I need to have at least 3 builds. At least 3 builds before the beginning of the league. 3 assassin builds, not 3 builds, 3 assassin builds before the beginning of the league. I need to have 3 assassin builds before the beginning of the league. But that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at right now. So, Blade Vortex, cast on crit. I think that's going to be interesting. That's going to be one of those ones that if I can get it to work right, that you can get to a lot of stacks of poison. If you can get that betrayal ring that got introduced this league by fighting the pinnacle bosses. Well, not the in-game, well, not pinnacle, in-game bosses. You'll be able to do a lot. Which one has potential? The ball lightning or the other one? Ball lightning or the cyclone? Cyclone Blade Vortex one. Yeah, I think the ball lightning has more potential. It does have more potential in my opinion as well. Okay, so there are certain things that you can do on that ball lightning one that which could just skyrocket your survivability as well as give you some really good clearing. So you get good clearing where you're clearing and you can even clear things almost off the screen because you will clear things off the screen if the ball lightnings are just going. If you're just and getting ball lightning going all the time, it's gonna just always go off the screen and do very well. Now, if you notice, I was running 2 Praxis. And the 2 Praxis, the reason I was running 2 Praxis is because the Praxis are set to do the offsets. So I have 2 Praxis at -7. That's gonna be less than what the ball lightning, not the ball lightning, less than what I plan on for the build. The build is gonna have -21 to non-channeling. And then it's gonna have whatever it's gonna cost for the channeling. The channeling shouldn't cost that much. It's not gonna, not cost that much. What I regenerate and what I make is going to cover that, but no problem. So that's one of those things that I think is going to be very interesting long term. Is getting it to function. Getting it to function the best way is going to require me to go ahead and get up in level. Solo self-found is going to be a little hardcore. Solo self-found is going to be hard, but I think we can work with it. All right, guys. It is 11:06. I'm gonna have to drop off of here. Hey, at least I streamed today instead of not having the stream running. So just in case you didn't realize, Sherilyn, yesterday I streamed. I streamed my normal time frame. I got on at 7 and I got off at 11 o'clock last night. And then I realized that I wasn't streaming to Twitch. It started. YouTube was great. People were on YouTube. People were saying hello. I was talking to them and everything like that, all on YouTube, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And then I was like, man, are we dead yet? Sarah Lee, nobody was on, right? Yeah, I thought y'all abandoned me. And then all of a sudden, I stopped. I'm getting ready to stop the stream, and I'm like, holy crap. This thing is not streaming to Twitch. This morning, I got on. I tried to stream to Twitch. Was having issues. I was like, why is this not working? So then what I did was I kind of messed around with the configurations and stuff like that until I figured out, oh, this got changed. And this is why it's not streaming. So I took care of that, got myself online, and was able to stream. It was just one of those that I was like, wow, I can't believe this happened. But yes, I've got it working now, though. Okay, let me get on off here because I got to get out here, go cut my grass, go do some other things. I got to go help somebody get Wi-Fi locations configured inside their house. Then I got to go shopping for food. Then I got to come home, see what's going on with the wife and my daughter and everything like that. Hey, I'll catch you guys later. I will talk to you guys later. Peace out. And I hope this helps you with your quest for ultimate power. Talk to y'all later. Peace.